Guide to finishing from rear back control and submission grappling in Jiu-Jitsu. Hey guys, I'm Prof Tom. We're gonna have a look today at finishing from the back. Everyone can get the back and people can't finish when they start Jiu-Jitsu. So we're gonna have a look at some simple principles to help you finishing from the back that will give you a higher percentage submissions from the back, because we're told it's the best position in Jiu-Jitsu, yet we often find that you can get the back and you just can't finish against someone really stubborn and strong. So let's have a look at that and have a look at some realities behind that as well. I'll borrow you Shane here. So I've got Shane here in back control. Let's just have a look at the concept of back, chest to back, okay? As soon as this chest is not on his back, I start losing back control, okay? Feet in, I can control him a number of ways, all right? But ultimately, my knees keep him steady. The biggest advice I would tell people is stop worrying about hooks, because when you worry about hooks, knees go wide. If anything, take your hooks out and hold him with your knees. But of course, best is hooks in, knees squeezed. Squeeze your freaking knees. It's gonna make a world of difference, I promise you, because no one's doing it, everyone's doing this. And they're wondering why they're moving around. Squeeze your knees. From here, I've got one hand that can really attack his neck, but kinda he's got two that can do a chin up. So this bicep brachialis movement here is not gonna beat his arms, usually, okay? So remember, we need to win the hand fight. So most people start off in a seat belt. From a seat belt, I like to start doggy paddling like this, and I'm trying to collect hands like this. If I can collect hands, they're very important. But now that we don't have the integrity of the seat belt, our elbows become our control mechanisms here. And you'll notice that my chin and my head are actively controlling Shane's head and his trapezius, okay? So once I'm in this position here, now I can start to look for my finishes. So I can go this way, all right, to finish from the back. We can go two hooks, a modified short person body triangle, or a full body triangle here, okay? But ultimately, as long as I have him control and his head can't get to the mat, that's the biggest thing. So the biggest thing I like to tell my students that I have for a long time is just ear to ear. You know, you gotta use your head to block their head. His head gets to the mat, it's over. So head to head. And now from here, we got to come around and start covering our chin over our own hand. Because once this goes in, if he can grab to our hand, he'll pull the thing down, right? So I've got the hands, I've won the hand fight. That might take me a minute. I've got the head fight here. As my hand comes across under his chin, especially if he were to be ducking his chin and, you know, trying to stop me, my head and arm work in unison. They're moving in opposing directions. So from this position here, my head moves into him, is pushing his head into it. Now from here, I need to go for my choke. I can lock my chin and I can go for the pull back here, but I like to start the pull back and then go for the rear naked choke. So I like to go for the one arm choke as I'm hitting my two arm choke, especially if he's got both arms still free. So from this position here, I've got Shane, I go around, I start choking just to give, see this little bit of space that's happening? A little bit of space, and then I cover, okay? So two hands on my delts here, and now my head stays clamped and my right elbow pulls back, okay? From this position, guys, let's look at the principles. Chest to back, knee squeeze, elbow squeeze, chin down, head control. I can fold it this way too, there's no problem. This is the opposite side, okay? So from this position, I can go hooks, modified body triangle, or a full body triangle is fine. So from this position here, I do the same thing. I'm pushing his head in as my chin covers my hand. I start to choke as I hit my rear naked, okay? So we're trying not to leave any space. Here's the realities. Most people are half-assed with trying to choke, and then he's full-assed trying to defend. So what kind of results do you think you're gonna get, right? He's trying to fight for his life. I'm just going, yeah, I should be able to finish him from here. Understand your intent matters. Second of all, if he ducks his chin, some guys will just duck their chin. But in a tournament, this is just as good a tap. Boom, all right? But be careful, depending on where you're trained, you not always are allowed to choke the jaw, okay? So for me, I'll often lock it on a student's jaw and I won't ever squeeze it. You know, they're aware that that lock came into place. I know what happens if I wish to. I've finished people in tournaments like that with their chins down. But it's just something that can hurt the teeth and jaw. So in training, I don't like to do it, but you need to be aware of it, okay? Last but not least, if I am on the back with Shane, it's not just the rear naked choke that I can go for. The short choke like this, okay, works incredibly well. So under with the chin, hand goes under so I can keep my chin in place. Left elbow is in tight. Chin is down, and now I pull my right hand back. From here, we can always go to the rear naked choke. So one of the biggest things that I like to do here is go to this choke, and then watch my fingers. You just straighten out, okay? This works really well. Anytime you get a guy going high arms, it can be hard to choke. It's effective. He's covering up a lot of his neck. Anytime they're going high arms like this, we can start to move them around and take their arm, okay? If he were to hide his arm, he's opening his neck. That's the game we can play off. Sometimes you'll get guys that push high on you. If he pushes up high on me like this, I'll kick him off, rotate, and land in my head and arm choke position, okay? The other direction that they can go is down. So if I've got Shane and he's sliding down, very effective escape like this, this is where I start to set up my rear triangles, okay? And also arm bars, okay? So once you have control of your partner, we have some robust, protected, conservative, reliable, effective chokes. We add some arm bars, some reverse triangles, some or rear triangles really, and we also then add a head and arm choke for when they either get out or go high. We've got quite a robust system for finishing from the back where we are in the advantage. However, remember, intent matters. You have to be just as intentional at finishing him with just as much malicious intent as he is in defending, and then you'll get good results. It's meant to be the best position, guys, in jiu-jitsu, so let's make it the best position. Take care, guys. I'm Professor Tom. I'll see you next time. Don't forget, guys, check out thegrapplingacademy.com. We've got heaps of cool stuff on that website, free stuff. Just have a look. And if you want to follow me on social media at Tom the BJJ, I look forward to chatting to you there. Take care, guys. See ya.